Okay.
Eric Ezukama.
Ezukama.
Eric Ezukama.
Ezukama. That's how you say his last name. Ezukama. So stop correcting me. What is up, Finn fans? Day 16 of training camp. Have about 2 more days and then training. 2 more days and training camp's done. But yeah, that's how you say his name, Ezukama. If you were wondering what the flip that was, I'll pop it back up. The Miami Dolphins recorded the players saying their names so you can pronounce them right. So again, it's
Eric Ezukama.
Ezukama. Not Ezukana, or because from me saying it, I've seen you guys leave thousands of comments and they're all different ways. This is him saying his name.
Eric Ezukama.
Ezukama. And then there's also like Noah.
Noah Igbenogany.
Igbenogany.
Noah Igbenogany.
But the biggest one is I didn't know how to say his name.
Cater Kohu.
Cater Kohu. The undrafted corner who's actually been doing very well. Cater Kohu. And this is how I learned players' names. But yes, today is day 16. Then tomorrow and Thursday is joint practice with the Philadelphia Eagles. And that is it. Tomorrow is actually opened up to the media. But before we jump into all that stuff, I do have to shout out a few people. First and foremost, Lucas and his dad, Michael, they got themselves some merch. He was telling me that him and his dad love watching the show, and I greatly appreciate it. Not only do you watch, which makes my heart warm, and you like it, but you went out and got yourself some merch, which actually helps the channel a lot as well. So thank you so much for that. Again, if you bought some merch and you haven't informed me or you haven't sent me a picture, please do. I would love to shout you out because it means the world to me that you put your hard-earned money into not only supporting the channel, but promoting the channel by wearing the merch. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Also, have to shout out a new patron in Sheldon. Thank you so much. Again, if you'd like to be a patron or a member, the patron is in the description. If you want to become a member, it's the join button next to subscribe button. That also helps out the channel drastically to make things better, make more content for you guys, like how my live stream is substantially getting better. That's because of you guys and not only watching the videos, but donating. One last thing before we get into Miami Dolphin football stuff, the fantasy football updates. I do have one of you guys helping me out picking names. So in the film breakdown video, the last video, comment below I'm in if you want to be in. If you've already done it, I've seen it, you're good. You have until Friday. And then Saturday at the halftime of the preseason game, I will be picking 8 spots. So I'm one spot. The person who's helping me is another spot. I have 8 spots open. Again, it is $10 buy-in, and the draft is going to be on Saturday. Actually, it's going to be on Sunday, the 4th. So you have to pay ASAP. Wednesday's a cutoff day, and if you don't pay by then, I'm finding someone else because last year it was a debacle. So Saturday's halftime is where I'm announcing the winners of the subscription pay league. For the members and the patrons, you're going to get your own video on that. Don't even worry about that. This is for the people who want to be in. So again, reiterating, so you don't feel like you missed out, you have to say I'm in on the last video where I talked about the fantasy league. You have to be at the halftime of the Philadelphia Eagles game. That's when I'm going to announce the winners. You have to pay before the 31st. If you don't, then I will find somebody else to replace you because last time people didn't pay, it became a free league, and then everyone didn't take it seriously. It's 10 team league. I'm in. The person who's helping me is in. There's 8 spots available. Plain and simple, that's how it goes. And then patrons and members, you got your own thing. Don't worry about it. Now that I got that out of the way, let's talk Miami Dolphins football. Cuts that happened. Sterling Hoffrichter, the punter, was released. DeAndre Johnson, the linebacker, was released, and Sheldrick Redwine was released. They took Mackenzie Alexander, unfortunately the corner that we just brought in, and John Lovett, the fullback, and they put him on IR. And if you get put on IR before the season starts, you're done for the year. If you get put on IR during the season, you are out for a minimum of 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So unfortunately, Mackenzie Alexander, I almost said Reggie McKenzie. Mackenzie Alexander is done for the year. That is the second corner the Dolphins have lost. And we're still waiting on Byron Jones. So they are down to the 80. I already started making my prediction for the 53-man roster. That video will be out either Sunday or Monday. Again, I am not doing a film breakdown of the Philadelphia Eagles game, regardless if the starters play or not. So either Sunday or Monday, that video will be out where I predict the 53-man roster. I already started. I have 39 spots filled so far. I have another 14 to get to 53. And I have to get through 80 of the players. So 41 players I have to go through to get. It's difficult. I don't know how the coaches and the GMs do it. But that is the updates. Now we'll get into the press conference from Mike McDaniel. I got some notes on the field stuff. I got one video of a fantastic deep pass from Tua Tagovailoa to Tyreek Hill. But let's jump into this. Mike McDaniel said Nick Needham's good to go. He actually practices today. Again, it was like a finger thing. If you notice, they like popped his finger back in and he was fine. Keon Crossan is day to day, though. Again, we are getting paper thin at linebackers. A lot of people I'm noticing on Twitter, even in the comment section, are saying go after Joe Hayden. I'm not against that. They need some cornerback depth. On Alexander, Mike McDaniel says it's really unfortunate for him. We really feel like we just got him. He was doing some good work out there. So again, he's done for the year. He says generally have been able to get things going because one or two guys were off in the run game this preseason. He would be concerned if they weren't learning from that. It sucks because you see the Buffalo Bills drop 40 on the Denver Broncos, and you see, the Jets didn't do anything. The Monday against the Falcons, it took them forever to get going. But you see teams that are doing well, and then you see the Dolphins, and they're not doing well. Even though some of their first teamers are out there, they're not doing as well as we would like to see. I'm not stressing about it. I saw the Detroit Lions go 4-0 and then go 0-16 that following year, and I've seen the Indianapolis Colts go 0-5 and then finish the year 14-2. Preseason doesn't mean anything. I'm not going to stress about it. Week 1 is where I'll start to really either freak out or stay calm. He says in the preseason, you make it basic so you can have players perform without the benefit of the scheme helping. People, he said, played mostly man cover this game. It's because he gets to assess the game on a defense to evaluate the guys in that role. Yeah, preseason is extremely vanilla. It's not about scheming the quarterback you're playing. It's not about scheming this. It's not about, okay, we're going to help cover up our weaknesses in one area by doing this in another. That's not what the preseason's about. The preseason is about getting evaluations on your players, who you're going to keep and who you're going to cut and all that stuff. That's why a lot of times he even talks about it that the Rams last year didn't play any of their starters all preseason. Preseason's not about, it's about getting in a groove, but mostly about seeing who you have. He says enjoys joint practice for evaluation purposes because you could dictate the terms as opposed to seeing a small sample size of certain situations for players in a game. Again, you can create situations. Okay, it's 2nd and 2, or okay, it's 3rd and 13, and you're on this down, and there's this much time left. Let me see what you can do with it. Versus in a game, you can't predict that stuff. You can't say, hey, Ralph, can you put about 2 minutes on the clock? I want to see what this guy can do. No. They asked who's playing on Saturday. He says we're going to let things play out a little bit and then address each individual player. There's a lot of decisions to be made. There's a lot of depth at a lot of positions. We have NFL players fighting and clawing for a roster spot. And then he talked about the Super Bowl champions didn't play anyone in preseason. Yeah. But Ingold will play. He says Ingold should play Saturday. The fullback position is something I believe does assist a lot of other players, not just his assignment, but how O-line are able to execute. Yes. Having Ingold in there in certain situations, especially play action situations, is going to help drastically to give him time to let plays develop down the field. So I'm very excited for that. And then last thing he talks about is John Embry had a heart-to-heart with Hunter Long, and then he turned it up practice last week. So again, that I'm not going to keep nagging on it, but that was a pick that made me scratch my head, taking a tight end in the 3rd round when you have Durham Smythe, Gesicki, Adam Shaheen. I didn't understand where that pick came from, especially when there was other more needs needed to be taken in that position. Let's see if he can pan out to be something. So some notes from practice before we get into on-the-field stuff. Jalen Waddle, Teron Armstead, and Greg Little were back at practice. Waddle did not participate in the 11-on-11s. He did have a brace, not a brace, but a compression sleeve on his leg. Michelle Rowe, Crossan, AVG, Scarlett. AVG is Andrew Van Ginkel. Scarlett and Munson didn't practice. Rowe, Crossan, and Scarlett watched from the sideline. Byron Jones is still on the physically unable to perform list. The Dolphins have until they have to cut down to the 53-man roster, which I think is the 30th, Tuesday the 30th. If Byron Jones is still on the physically unable to perform list after the 30th, he is done for the year. No, not. I apologize. He's done for a minimum of 3 to 4 weeks. That is the rule, which sucks. So again, if he doesn't come off the physically unable to perform list by the 30th or the 31st, whenever they cut down to the 53-man roster, he will miss 3 to 4 weeks. It's just the rule. Nick Needham, like I said, returned to practice, and Chase Edmonds was rocking the orange jersey today. Now on the field stuff. Deep pass from Tua to Tyreek Hill. You guys have seen it. I will pop up the video. There's the play. Right in the breadbasket. I can't really tell who was covering him. I know that's not Xavier Howard, because it looked like an 8. But it's just a beautiful pass. Again, it's camp, but I'm still happy seeing those types of passes. That's the only video we got. But again, for the next 2 days, it's open to the media, so I'll have more videos because I got my guys going, able to give me the videos. But again, it was a blitz. As soon as Tyreek Hill got about 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, Tua just lets it fly, puts it right towards him. It was like about a 40-yard touchdown pass. Again, you can't really tell from the video, which the Miami Dolphins do on purpose, so you can't see the formation and all that stuff. But it was a great play from Tua to Hill. And then also he had a huge deep connection to Gesicki. Same type of play. Tua evades pressure by shifting in the pocket. Lays it out for Gesicki, who beats Javon Holland, and from what I'm hearing, it was about like a 50-yard touchdown. These are things that we love to hear, but then again, I understand why you guys got frustrated, because on Saturday you didn't see it in the preseason. But again, like Mike McDaniel said, you can't make scenarios happen. You can't dictate things. But again, I broke down the film, and you can go look at it and think however you want about to his play. Gesicki's camp has been relatively quiet because he is working on blocking most of camp. So if you notice it, all of a sudden you're starting to hear Gesicki's name a little bit more, whereas the beginning of camp and even OTAs, you really aren't hearing Gesicki, you aren't hearing Durham Smythe, you're hearing Connor, but you're not hearing any other real tight ends. It's because Gesicki's been working on blocking, which he needs because he gave up that safety. Jalen Phillips picked up a pair of sacks. This guy has been doing fantastic in training camp. Chase Edmonds, nice run to the second level. Wilkins, Baker, Sealer, Ginkel, and Aguavin, and Campbell all had run stuffs. Hope and pray that the run game gets going this season, please. Melvin Ingram Melvin Ingram's pressure. X closes down on a short pass for a tackle for a loss. I don't know why I couldn't get that sentence out. Emmanuel Ogbah was imposing the passing game with just his off-the-edge pressure. Again, I think our front and our defense is going to be very good. Tua to Craycraft for a nice chunk play down the sideline. Then Teddy Bridgewater also hits Craycraft on a blown coverage for a 25-yard touchdown. Morstead was making punts. He made about 10 or 15 punts. No one was there. He was just kind of practicing his punts. From his own 40, they were either going out of bounds at the 5 or landing around the 5. I'm very happy we have him. If you notice that Sanders' field goals are looking much better, except for obviously the missed against the Raiders. Cameron Good, nice tackle for a loss on Gaskin in the red zone drills. I'm hearing very good things about Cameron Good, our 7th-round pick. Teddy Bridgewater to Sanders on a 20-yard crosser. Another guy I'm hearing very good things about. Again, it's very hard for me to get the 53-man roster because of the play of Cameron Good, Sanders, Craycraft, Sanu, all these deep guys that I'm like, who am I going to pick? Teddy, I already said that. Duke Riley with a sack. Kohu was beaten on the play, but been around the ball impressive today. Again, I'm hearing good things about Kader Kohu. Dieter said that he is concentrating on the center position. They haven't had him take reps at guard, so essentially he is the backup to Connor Williams. But that was camp. It was a short camp today. They're probably keeping it short because they have the joint practice the next 2 days. But that's what I got for you today from camp. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Again, we had some very impressive throws from Tua today. You didn't really hear much from anyone else. They kept it very hush-hush on the media aspect, and that is for a reason. I know people are going to be like, why didn't you talk about Skylar Thompson? See how they're not talking about Skylar Thompson? There's agenda going on. There's not an agenda going on. Take your tinfoil hat off. When it comes to you guys not being there and it closed off and they can't do live tweets, they have to keep everything hush-hush. So essentially they talked about about 4 or 5 passes from Tua, a couple from Teddy. You know for a fact there was more than that. They're only allowed to talk about certain things. So don't think that there's an agenda. Take your tinfoil hat off. Enjoy the day. It's not that big of a deal. But that's what I got for you. Good day by the offense. Good day by the defense from what I know. Like I said, the next 2 days you got joint practice with the Philadelphia Eagles. I will have more videos because I have some of you fantastic guys who are going to be there, who are going to send videos for us unfortunate souls who can't make it, that don't live in Miami or couldn't get the tickets because sold out. These train camp tickets went quick. So it's not even us guys who don't live in Florida. There's some people who live in Florida and Miami who can't go to training camp because they got sold out quickly. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. But yeah, that's it. 24th, 25th, joint practice, Eagles game on Saturday, and then they're done with camp. They start practicing. There's a big difference between camp and practice. They start practicing, cut down to the 53. Like I said, it's either the 30th or the 31st. Hopefully Byron comes off the pup. And then the season starts the following week on that Thursday. I will have my prediction video out on that Monday. But other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. But like usual, stay classy. Offense up.